In mid-December, reports surfaced that Deondre Francois would be leaving Florida State, either as a graduate transfer or as a member of the 2019 NFL draft pool. However, after catching wind of the reports, the quarterback pushed back against the transfer speculation by stating that he will return to the Seminoles for his final season of eligibility if the NFL evaluations he's seeking were not favorable. A month later, it appears the NFL evaluations weren't favorable, as 247sports.com, citing multiple sources, is reporting that Francois is with the team and is enrolled in classes for the spring semester. An FSU spokesperson also confirmed to the Tallahassee Democrat that Francois remains a member of the football team heading into the spring semester. After winning ACC Rookie of the Year honors in 2016, Francois suffered a season-ending knee injury against Alabama the following year. Francois was the starter for the vast majority of the 2018 season, missing one game in early November because of a concussion. In his 11 starts as a redshirt junior, he completed just over 57% of his passes for 2,731 yards, 15 touchdowns and a dozen interceptions. If Francois remains at FSU, he would be working with a new offensive coordinator after Kendall Briles was hired away from Houston late last month. He will also likely compete with James Blackman, who started the one game Francois didn't, for the starting job. There's certainly the possibility that, if Francois exits spring practice behind Blackman on the Seminoles depth chart, he could opt to take the grad transfer train out of Tallahassee. The changes on Ohio State's coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball have officially reached the wholesale stage. Late last week, reports emerged that co-defensive coordinator Alex Grinch was leaving OSU to take the defensive coordinator job at Oklahoma. After much speculation over the previous couple weeks, it was confirmed Monday that Greg Schiano would be stepping down as defensive coordinator and replaced by a pair of co-coordinators, Greg Mattison from Michigan and Jeff Hafley from the San Francisco 49ers. Change was afoot Tuesday as well. As expected, Bill Davis announced that he'll be stepping down as OSU's linebackers coach and transition back into the NFL in an undetermined location. Davis spent 2 years with the Buckeyes in a non-field role. Prior to his time at OSU, he had spent 24 years as an assistant in the NFL. Shortly after Davis's social media announcement, OSU confirmed in a press release that Davis will be replaced by another assistant, Al Washington, a Columbus native. Washington, whose father played his college football for the Buckeyes in the late 70s, just completed his first season with the Wolverines as linebackers coach and special teams coordinator. Al Washington is going to be a terrific addition to our coaching staff, new head coach Ryan Day said in a statement. I've known him as player and as a coach, and I know his family very well. I think his familiarity with this region as a coach and as a recruiter is going to be very impactful, as will his leadership with our linebackers unit. I can already smell the orange jokes from here. Most of the nation outside of a certain portion of the Southeast was likely highly impressed with Clemson's shellacking of defending champion Alabama in Monday night's college football playoff title game. One of those impressed carries a little more weight than most, as President Donald Trump tweeted out congratulations to Clemson on an incredible win against a powerful Alabama team. The POTUS also, as is sometimes customary, extended an invitation to head coach Dabo Swinney and his team to visit the White House at some point in the future. Congratulations to a truly great football team, the Clemson Tigers, on an incredible win last night against a powerful Alabama team. A big win also for the great state of South Carolina. Look forward to seeing the team, and their brilliant coach, for the second time at the WH. Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump, January 8, 2019. This would mark the Tigers' second trek to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, with Trump sitting in the Oval Office as the 2016 team, which beat the Crimson Tide in that year's championship game, accepted the invitation and visited Washington, D.C. in June of 2017. Nick Saban's 2017 Alabama national title team visited the White House in April of this past year. Thus far, college football has avoided the controversy that's enveloped other sports over invitations, non-invitations, rescinded invitations, rejected invitations during the Trump administration. Nearly a month after leaving Oklahoma, A.D. Miller officially has a new college football home. Monday, Illinois announced that Miller has signed a Big Ten tender of financial aid and plans to enroll at the University of Illinois this spring. As Miller is coming to the Illini as a graduate transfer, he'll be eligible to play immediately in 2019. Next season will serve as the wide receiver's final year of eligibility. A three-star 2015 signee, he originally committed to Illinois before flipping to Oklahoma. Miller started 10 games during his time with the Sooners. The receiver made 4 of those starts during his redshirt junior season this past year. The Dallas native finished his time in Norman with 236 receiving yards and 4 receiving touchdowns on 21 catches during his 27 appearances with the Sooners. A.D. Miller is a player who had committed to Illinois at one point in time before eventually signing elsewhere, head coach Lovie Smith said in a statement. As his situation changed, A.D. saw an opportunity that was better for him heading into his senior season. This move, like many graduate transfers, is a chance to hit the restart button at a place he is already familiar with, at a spot where he can contribute immediately. As I've gotten to talk to and know AD, I have no doubt he will be a positive addition as a player and as a leader for our team. Shortly after Alabama claimed the national championship for the 2017 season, the Crimson Tide was immediately installed as an 11-quarters favorite for the 2018 title, with Clemson next up at 6-1. Almost 1 year to the day later, the roles have been reversed. Coming off a dominating woodshedding of Alabama Monday night, the Superbook at the Westgate Las Vegas, ESPN.com, has installed Clemson as a 9/5 favorite to win the 2019 College Football Playoff Championship. The Crimson Tide is the only other school in single digits, as they will begin the off-season at 5 halves. The other 2 playoff qualifiers, Oklahoma and Notre Dame, are listed at 15-1 and 25-1, respectively. A pair of teams that just missed out on this year's playoffs, Georgia and Ohio State, are both at 12-1, while Michigan sits at 14-1. Texas, which whipped and, uninterested, Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, is at 20-1, while a trio of schools joins Notre Dame at 25-1, Florida, Nebraska and Washington. The only other school with odds lower than 50-1 is Oregon, which comes in at 30-1.